It is 7 o'clock. I see Jim's coming in. So there we are at 7 o'clock. It is December the 7th, 2021. This is the Clayton City Council meeting. It is Pearl Harbor Day or Remembrance Day. Can't believe that's been 80 years since Pearl Harbor. So we honor those who served at Pearl Harbor and, of course, those who gave their lives the ultimate sacrifice for our country. So we will go now to our roll call. If Janet is here, I see she's here. So we're going to start our roll call. Please, Janet. Maybe not. Janet's on mute.
Sorry about that. Councilmember Diaz?
Present.
Councilmember Tillman?
Here.
Councilmember Juan?
Here.
Vice Mayor Cloven?
Here.
Mayor Wolf?
I am here, and we are all here. So we'll move on now to our meeting protocol video. Not hearing anything there. We have to start over.
Pursuant to the provisions of the AB 361, which suspends certain requirements of the Brown Act. This meeting is also being webcast on the City of Clayton's website. The mayor will call upon its council, presenters, staff, and other speakers by name and ask that they speak clearly and state their names before giving comments or remarks. Persons participating via webcast and Zoom with their cameras enabled are reminded that their activities are visible to viewers. Members of the public participating by Zoom wishing to speak should use the raise hand feature or dial *9 and the mayor will call upon them at the appropriate time. Telephone attendees will be called upon by the last 4 digits of their phone number. It is requested that public speakers state their name, but providing such information is voluntary. Written public comments received by the Clayton City Clerk by 5 p.m. today will be entered into the record, but will not be read out loud. If authors of the written correspondence would like to speak, they are free to do so and should raise their hand and the mayor will call upon them at the appropriate time. A roll call vote will be taken for all action items. The chat feature is not active. In order to get the full Zoom experience, please make sure your application is up to date.
Thank you, Janet, for running that. Appreciate it. Pledge of Allegiance now, as always, led by Councilmember Diaz.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Diaz. Item number 4 is our consent calendar. Does anybody have a wish to pull anything from the consent calendar? Hearing nothing, let's find out if, Janet, do we have anyone from the public that would like to speak to the consent calendar? We'll open up that now. If anyone would like to speak to consent calendar.
Mayor Wolf, I have 2 hands raised. I'm not sure, I'm sorry, now 1 hand raised. I'm not sure if it's on the consent calendar. But Ernie, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes. Oh, I think he just went away.
Okay, so he's probably wanting to talk a little bit later. So thank you, Ernie. Wait, there's Ernie. There's Ernie. Ernie, do you want to speak to the consent calendar or you want to speak to something later? I'm guessing it's later. So.
Mayor Wolf, I'd like to speak later. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ernie. Okay, I appreciate it. All right, so Janet, we have no one else?
No, there's no other hands raised.
Okay, then we'll close the public comment on the consent calendar, bring it back to council.
Jim Diaz, move approval.
Got a first by Diaz, second by Cloven. And Janet, would you please call that vote?
Sure. Councilmember Diaz?
Yes.
Councilmember Tillman?
Yes.
Councilmember Juan?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cloven,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes, from me. That passes. Okay, and we have no recognitions or presentations tonight, so we are going to move to our item number 6, which is our annual reorganization of the Clayton City Council. Item A is the election of the mayor by the City Council. Before we, yes, Jim?
I was going to speak.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Go ahead.
before we make motions and take votes, I thought we'd take public comment. If that's okay with everyone, we will open up the public comment to item A, 6A, the election of mayor. Janet, do we have anyone that would like to speak to that?
I do have one hand raised. Chris, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Nice to see you.
Good to see everyone as well. I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank the council for your hard work over the last year. I'm not sure if this is the exact item for the reorg or just the mayor's selection, but I guess I'll just share now how grateful we are at the supervisor's office for the exceptional work that everyone on the council has put in over the pandemic and through this last year. I want to congratulate Mayor Wolf for your tenure as mayor and Vice Mayor Cloven. And I look forward to continuing to work with the council and staff in the coming year. Yeah, thanks so much for everything that you do for the community, and look forward to the coming year. Thanks so much, everyone. Oh, by the way, I'm Chris Wickler. I'm with Supervisor Karen Mitchoff's office.
I was just gonna have you clarify that, but I appreciate that.
to clarify. Yes, thank you, Mayor Wolf. And
thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate you being here, and thanks to Supervisor Mitchoff as well. Jen, next up.
We have another speaker's hand up, Wendy. Wendy, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Now, Wendy, hi. We are talking about item A, which is the annual reorganization of the Clayton City Council. If you'd like to speak to that, you're ready to go.
I'm going to speak on public comment later in the agenda. But again, I just wanted to thank all of you for all of your hard work, your efforts. Your dedication to our community does not go unnoticed. And we just appreciate all that you all do. And we're looking forward to the 2022 year. So thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. And you said we'll see you again afterward. So we'll see you during public comment later. Janet?
Mayor Wolf, I do not have any other hands raised on this item.
People, just a moment. All right, then we'll close the public comment on the reorganization of City Council and bring it back to the council. Now, Jim, you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, Clayton, over the past few years, has become one of the most diverse communities in the area. And we currently enjoy a very, very diverse city council, most in the city's history. And I want to thank the council in the past and those that helped reelect me in a year ago in November, receiving the most votes, as the first minority and Latino mayor in Clayton's history, I believe. To that end, we are facing some real challenges over the next year and beyond. And I know that we have some issues related to development, financial, that are going to be really challenging to us in the next year or so. As such, I would like to take this opportunity to nominate for the next mayor of the city of Clayton, our first Asian American city councilman, a man that has the potential to lead us. He understands the things that face us and has the financial wherewithal. To this point, I would like to nominate as Clayton's first Asian American mayor, Jeff Wan.
Thank you, Jim. That's all?
That's it.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any other nominations? Yes, Holly.
Thank you, Mayor Wolf. I would like to nominate Peter Cloven for mayor for the 2022 year. And I'm basing that off of how he has led us as vice mayor this year, his calm demeanor, how he's willing to work with anyone that's in the town or in the city, regardless of what their affiliation is. He has been steadfast in his partnership with all of our neighboring cities. And he has definitely taken the mantle in making sure that we not only harbor those individuals that are in the other cities near us, but he's also taken a point of making sure that he lets people know that he will not tolerate bullies in town, which is key because we're very divided right now. And I think that as we're moving into this housing element update, it's clear that we have to have somebody leading us that can tell the truth all the time instead of grandstanding and spinning things the way that they think the public needs to hear it or wants to hear it. That is not what our city needs right now, especially given the turnover that we've had in our city with city staff. It's difficult for us to maintain and retain the staff that we have. So I think Peter Cloven would be better served to lead us as mayor next year. And that's my nomination.
Thank you, Holly. Do we have anyone else who'd like to put up a nomination? I'm going to, I've been boxing up everything at the mayor's mansion. So whoever's elected, congratulations to you. And we'll then close the nominations and bring it back to council and vote for Jim's nomination first, since he was first. Janet, if you would call that.
Sure. Councilmember Diaz.
Yes.
Councilmember Tillman.
No.
Councilmember Wan.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cloven.
No.
Mayor Wolf.
No. And now we'll vote on the Holly nomination of Peter Cloven. Janet?
Councilmember Diaz.
No.
Councilmember Tillman.
Yes.
Councilmember Wan.
No.
Vice Mayor Cloven.
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. So I want to certify that Peter Cloven's been elected mayor of the city of Clayton. Congratulations. And I hand over the gavel now to Mayor Cloven.
And before you do that, I would like to make one comment. And I appreciate the vote. But I asked my fellow council members, what happened to the talk of diversity, equality, inclusiveness, and so forth, and not electing another member of the minority community to the mayor? I just asked that question, and thank you very much.
Would you like a response? Because I'm happy to answer. I don't think people should be elected just because they're a minority. I think people should be elected based on, one, the merit and being willing to actually do the role. And I think if we have members sitting on this body who are hiding behind cameras when they're not happy with something that's happening during the meeting, if they're uncomfortable with what's being said, if they're having a fit, which seems to be what two of the members here like to do during the year, I don't think that they're worthy of serving. And I don't think that that should be rewarded. And so that's my stance.
You think that I'm hiding behind the computer?
Not the computer. No, I'm not saying keyboard warrior. I'm just saying there are times during the meetings when you guys do not participate. And I think that that's unfortunate for—
When I don't participate?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing, because I participate more than anybody that I can think of.
Understanding. Right. I think
anyway, I'll close out.
I appreciate
a comment.
I appreciate.
I think she was calling me a liar, Jim. I think that's what it was. So that's fine.
Let's get to the next task at hand. Thank you, gentlemen and council lady, for the comments. Let's go to the next item on the agenda, which is item B, the election of a vice mayor for the city council. I will open it to nominations.
Well, I'd like to start by nominating Holly Tillman as vice mayor. She certainly has stepped up over the year. By the way, as you have, when you were vice mayor, you were certainly always a confidant of mine and somebody who was attending the mayor's conferences, somebody who was out there doing extracurricular activities and representing the city in a fine way. And Holly is doing the same. Certainly, she brings a fresh perspective to the council. And so my nomination is for Holly Tillman as vice mayor.
Is there any other nominations for vice mayor? There being none, Janet, will you call the roll?
Mayor Cloven, before you move on, if you would please request if there's any public comment. Since we did sort of split them, the two items separately, I just want to make sure that there isn't any additional public comment on 6B specifically.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Is there any public comment out there for vice mayor, please, on this specific item?
Mayor Cloven, I do have a couple of hands that just went up. So Ernie, I'm going to promote you to panelist. If you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Ernie.
Yeah, my name is Ernie de Trinidad. I'm a longtime resident of Clayton. First, I'd like to congratulate Mayor Wolf on his term, his latest term. Again, another fine job. And congratulate Mayor Cloven on this selection. I think you're going to do a great job. You're, everything the city of Clayton needs coming forward in the next year. You can do a great job. And I particularly want to congratulate Vice Mayor Tillman, who not only represents diversity, but also is very capable to assist the mayor and the council in a number and a wide range of issues that we are facing. It is going to be an interesting year, to say the least. And I think we are well prepared with the council the way it sits, that we can handle them and deal with them properly and appropriately and towards the wishes of the citizens of Clayton. I think that the other council members have had their opportunities or not for some reason or another. And but I do appreciate their work on the council. But I wish Mayor Cloven and Vice Mayor Tillman all the best, and look forward to continuing to see you out front, meeting people, reaching out. I know you both have personally reached out to me with any issues that I have concerns over, and I appreciate that. And I really look forward to seeing you guys out there again. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ernie. Janet, is there anybody else?
Yes, Mayor Cloven, I have Frank. Frank, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Greetings, Frank.
Good evening, City Council.
Good evening, Frank.
I'm not surprised by what happened tonight. Another white man gets promoted ahead of a minority. It's the same crap you pulled with me, Peter Cloven, on the Planning Commission. At which time, what was it? What was the excuse? Oh yeah, I didn't want to be bothered with electing somebody else. Look, two of you ran on anti-racism, blah, 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 blah. My whole life, I've known people like you, especially people like you, Peter. Anti-racist. The only thing the Asian man should be doing is building a railroad. The only thing I should be doing is mowing your lawn. A Latin man in a suit poses a threat to you. That's why I never got a leadership position at all on the Planning Commission. What was your excuse? Do you know that the minutes from that meeting were never approved, so the public has no clue? That was you and your pals on the Planning Commission. You put two white people ahead of me. So all this talk of diversity, it's all a ruse. Holly, I'm disappointed in you. I'm Latino, lady. I know about racism. I've told this to you many times. You shake your head. You think we have nothing in common. You tell me that, oh, we don't pick people just based on race. Go talk to your friends at Our Revolution. They don't say that. It's all about race. Here you have a man who is more competent than all of you combined, who can handle this situation. But you know what this minority's problem is? He doesn't agree with you. He doesn't have a Democrat label after him. And that's the same thing with me. I belong to no party, but because I'm not a socialist Democrat, I can't be considered, and neither can be Jeff. And Peter, you say you're an Orange County Republican? There's nothing Republican about you, man. I am so disappointed in you. Good luck with your term as a good Clayton citizen, as a good American who wore a uniform to defend this country, like so many other of my Latino brethren who defended this country. So white people like you can have freedom. Hey, I wish you the best. But as a person, I think that I have no respect for you. Jeff Wan did something that none of you have done. He defeated somebody else, and he did it with so much opposition. Thank you and good night.
Good night, Frank.
I think technically I also defeated somebody, but anyway.
Jen, are there any other comments out there?
Mayor Cloven, I'm going to be promoting Bassam to panelist. Bassam, as you are promoted to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can, Bassam. You're on.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Cloven, and thank you, CW, for all what you did. And I want to respond to a lot of the BS that I heard tonight from Commissioner Gavidia and Councilmember Diaz. First of all, these two members suddenly remembered that they're Latino community. They were not Latino community a few years ago when they pretended to be white. Yes, pretended to be white. And I know some of you for more than 10 years. I know who you are. So stop the bullshit, please. You know who you are as well. The second thing, Mr. Diaz have done absolutely nothing. Even when it came to voting, he would say, oh, let me vote last, waiting for whichever council member one is going to say, so he will vote like him. We need somebody to lead us. And Mr. Wan, Holly did not call you a liar, but I am calling you a liar. You know why? Because you are smart, intelligent, and you hide the truth very well. You always talk with side of your mouth, with semi-truths. And for those people gullible that don't do their research, they won't understand that you're not telling the truth. But you're not. So we see you. We know who you are. And you don't deserve to lead us for the next thing. As for Planning Commissioner Gavidia, I served with him on the Planning Commission. He will actually recuse himself when he shouldn't recuse himself with the help with Matthew to not be able to vote on controversial votes. He doesn't do his homework. He doesn't study. He's not even capable of reading. The questions he's asking the Planning Commission already had the answer on the packages. I served with him. And all what he has is he reminds us of his service while he sat behind the desk when other people were fighting. So please, stop it. You're not worth it. You're not worth it. You're not worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bassam. Janet?
I need to respond to Mr. Bassam Altwalt. He doesn't know anything about my background. But for 10 years, starting in the mid-'80s, I was the founding chairman for 10 years of the Hispanic Community Foundation of the Bay Area. We did more for the Hispanic community than you have done for yours. Thank you.
Janet, is there another hand raised?
Yes, I have a few more hands raised. Our next speaker is AJ. AJ, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Well, hello, and
Greetings,
congratulations, Mayor Cloven, and congratulations, Vice Mayor Tillman. I think I've worked with you in many different capacities, and the both of you are going to do an excellent job leading our city. And I've also had the pleasure, or not so much pleasure, of serving with Commissioner Davidia, who quite frankly is very worthless. And I absolutely stand behind everything that Bassam Atwal just said. Frank is worthless. He doesn't deserve to be on the Planning Commission. He wasn't passed up because he's Latino or Hispanic or whatever fake accent he wants to throw out there. He's just worthless, and ignore him and he'll go away. And anyway, congratulations. And I wish you both the best. Take care.
Thank you, AJ. See another hand raised, Janet?
I do. Sandra, as I promote you to panelist, you'll have 3 minutes to speak. If you can please unmute your microphone.
Sandra, we're waiting for you to unmute your microphone. Sandra? Janet, do we want to go to the next one and then come back to Sandra if she's able to figure out her technical challenges?
Oh, I am sorry. I'm very technically challenged.
Welcome,
to
Sandra.
say the least. I'm sitting here listening to the interactions, and I'm just shocked at the incivility of these interactions. And I am so, I just can't believe it. It's wonderful that there's an election and people put forth names and all are qualified. I think that Jeff Wan has done a wonderful job, from what I've heard, doing a lot of research and inputting into the decisions that are made on the city council. And Ms. Tillman also has done a wonderful job from the very little time that I've been aware of these proceedings, and also Mr. Cloven and Mayor Wolf and Mr. Diaz as well. Everybody has, I think, represented a wide variety of opinions and come together in a civil manner. And the incivility of this interaction tonight has shocked me. I just have to say that. And I'm awfully disappointed to have been part of it, listening in. Come on now. Well, let's move forward. There's a bright future ahead, and let's make it bright for us in Clayton and in the community at large. We can do this. And I think that Mayor Cloven will do a great job, and Ms. Tillman as well, and Vice Mayor. And I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate your voice. Janet, any other hands up?
We did have a hand that was raised and it went down, so I don't know if you want to give it a few more seconds to come back up.
Okay.
The hand just went up, Scott. As I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Doing well, Scott.
Nice adventurous evening so far. So first off, I just want to request beforehand that Jim not have an opportunity to respond. Seems every time somebody disagrees with him or says something about him, he has to throw a little temper tantrum. So Jim, just please stop it. To Vice Mayor Tillman's point earlier, this is all about representing Clayton in a respectful manner. I think we actually got a great glimpse into both Jeff's and Jim's character in that regard tonight when things didn't go their way. I believe Jeff's exact quote was, I think she's calling me a liar. I didn't hear that. And Jim, you threw your typical temper tantrum, like I said earlier, whenever somebody challenges you. It's happened with me before. It's happened with others. It's got a long historical record. So honestly, it's as a, an active member in this community, I just don't see either of you as being fit to represent Clayton in at all a respectful manner. Just my 2 cents. But you know what? It's not about you. It's certainly not about anybody's race. Jim, that was kind of hard to watch. Not going to impute Jeff that way because he's given me no reason to do so, honestly. But Frank, I haven't seen Frank or Jim do anything for the Latino community. I know they might give me crap about that, but unless it involves their own self-interest. And let me tell you something as a white man who actually has been fighting for oppressed folks my entire life. The only people going along with or bringing up race right now are Frank Gavidia and Jim Diaz. In fact, Frank, you said a few minutes ago, quote, "It's all about race." No, it's not. I hear you talk in an American accent all day long until you use the word Latino. What's up with that, politician? Right? I hear you refer to Jeff as nothing but Asian. Jeff is a lot more than being Asian. I hear you referring to Peter as nothing but a white man. Frank, your speech was embarrassing. And as Bassam said, cut the bullshit, man. We all keep talking about community and doing the right thing and having leaders that throw temper tantrums, call people names, and worse, identify people first by their race is just not anything that I want in my community. I don't think that anybody else does either. I think that's what Sandra was talking about. We don't need that kind of stuff in our community. We're better than this. We're about doing the right thing, right? So thank you guys for your time, and really a hearty congratulations to Vice Mayor Tillman and Mayor Cloven. Way to go, guys.
Thanks, Scott. Janet?
Our next speaker is Dee. Dee, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can, Dee.
Hi. I first would like to say thank you to CW for his service as our mayor and to congratulate Peter Cloven as our new mayor and Holly Tillman as our new vice mayor. Congratulations. I'm a little shaken too with the visceral that's happening right now with the public comments, but I want to say that I think we have a lot of important things ahead of us, and we really do need, no matter how this goes at the end, we really need you to work together and work in community, because we all need your support for all of the new challenges ahead and a lot of new decisions that have to be made. You got some really difficult things ahead of you, and we just need you to work together and set our differences aside and be professional. So I hope that that we can all get that. I think our community depends on it. So I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to a brand new 2022, and I want you guys to all have a wonderful holiday as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dee. How are we doing, Janet? Any more hands?
Yes, I do have another hand raised. Rachel, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Mayor Cloven, City Council members, and staff. This is Rachel Levy, a proud resident of Clayton. I would like to thank Councilmember Wolf for his past year of service as mayor. I would also like to show my support for our newly elected Mayor Cloven and Vice Mayor Tillman. You both make me so proud to live in Clayton. Thank you all for your service. It's going to be a great year in Clayton.
Thank you, Rachel. Janet, how are we doing? Any other hands?
One hand just went up. Edward, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Thank you. Congratulations to Mayor Cloven and Vice Mayor Tillman. Leadership in this community, and we are a community, is the key to the high road. And we have some serious issues that are in front of us as a city and as a community. And it will be very important that our leaders, Mayor Cloven, Vice Mayor Tillman, and the entire city council, regardless of how many votes you got, take the high road, bring this community together, and lead us through the issues that we have to face, both those that we know of and those that will come upon us. And we all know that those issues that come upon us when we least expect them is what defines leadership. And I am confident as a 29-year resident of this town that our leadership of this community and the council is in good hands. And I hope that we will have a united council in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Mayor Cloven, I do not have any other hands raised at this time on this item.
All righto. If there are no more comments, Janet, we will close public comment on this item 6B. And Raina, is it correct? We go to a roll call vote or on Holly Tillman, Councilman Tillman as the Vice Mayor. Janet, will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Diaz,
Yes.
Councilmember Juan,
No.
Councilmember Wolf,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Tillman,
Yes.
Mayor Cloven.
Yes. I believe at this point on item 6C, there's an opportunity for the mayor and vice mayor to make some comments. And if you don't mind, Holly, I'll let you start.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor Cloven. First, I want to say thank you to outgoing Mayor Wolf for your nomination. I'm honored to actually serve alongside Mayor Cloven as we move forward into the upcoming year. And I'm really looking forward to trying to actually help bring the city together. I know a lot of people didn't give me that opportunity this year during my first year because we spent most of the year bickering with each other. But I'm hoping that as we come out of this pandemic and start moving into in-person meetings next year, that people will have the opportunity to actually have a conversation with me instead of just glaring at me when they see me on the sidewalk. I'm very present out in the community as I'm supporting the local restaurants, et cetera. And it would actually be nice to speak to me instead of at me during these meetings. And as some of the can't even speak now. The audience just shared, it is important for us to come together as a community. I actually mentioned it when I was speaking about the nominations, that it's important to partner with our neighboring cities. It's important to come together and discuss what's happening with these housing numbers and our RENA numbers and our housing element, et cetera. And I think the more that we can have honest conversations about that, the better off we'll be served. Not only just as a community coming together, but in making sure that we can keep the staff that we have and actually entice people to want to come here instead of having to deal with all the turmoil that we've dealt with in the last couple of years. So thank you. I'm honored, again, as I said, to serve alongside with Mayor Cloven. And I do want to thank outgoing Mayor Wolf on your service for the last year. I know that it was all virtual, so you get to hold that hat in that honor. But I also appreciated your humor. I know a lot of people probably thought it was weird and don't get it, but I appreciated the fact that you are different. And thank you again. So I will turn it back over to you, Mayor Cloven.
Yeah, I get to figure out saying Vice Mayor Tillman. Thank you much. So I too wanted to thank Mayor Wolf. I appreciate his humor, his levity, and his sunny disposition. I mean, what I also appreciate about Mayor Wolf is the way he represented Clayton outside of our community. A lot of our community did not see how he did so. Just yesterday, I was in a Zoom phone call with the mayors of Contra Costa County, Central Contra Costa County, which included Walnut Creek, Concord, Pleasant Hill, and Martinez. And we were talking with DA Diana Beckton about the smash and grab crime that's happened recently, like at Nordstrom's, and what her team was doing towards prosecutions. And Mayor Wolf had some very thoughtful questions of the group that was specific to the constituency of Clayton. He was representing us outside of our borders. I was humbled to be elected at your city council a year ago. I did not expect at that time that I would be vice mayor. I've done so in the past year and I've learned a lot. And now I'm humbled to serve as your mayor this year. We've got a lot to accomplish. There are two things that are very pressing on our plate. One obviously is the housing element and the reading numbers. We have 570 units. We got to figure out where to zone in Clayton. This is not going to be easy. It's going to be arduous. We need some creative thinking people to come and be involved in this process. We need Clayton to step up and be involved in this process. It's going to be an all-year process. As Councilmember Juan clearly enunciated in previous conversations, we had some long-term financial challenges, and some forecasting shows that we're going to be upside down in a couple of years, revenue versus income. And to that extent, we're going to be looking at a tax measure to be looked at on the November ballot, and that's going to have some serious conversation as well. Now, those are the nuts and bolts, two primary things that we're facing as a city, but as is clearly evident in tonight's conversation, we have a bigger challenge. We need to be kinder to each other. Now, after participating this past year, I've been really dismayed by the personal attacks on the individual council members during public comments, and that happened tonight. And I remember 3 years ago as citizens, I stood up in front of the city council as a citizen, and I let them know how I knew how hard their job was and how unrewarding was it. They didn't deserve the harsh personal criticism and attacks that they were levied against them in 2018. And here it is 2021, and it's happening again. If we're going to heal as a city, we got to recognize that each of our council members are serving the council to the best of their ability to represent you. And while I may not always agree with them, I respect each of them. I respect Councilmember Juan. I respect Councilmember Diaz. I respect Vice Mayor Tillman, and I respect Councilmember Wolf. Each of them has an individual and unique perspective. We need that to best serve Clayton. We need to take time to consider their dedication and what they're doing. It's in a largely volunteer position. And to the public, I'm talking to you directly right now. We need to consider our public words carefully during public comment. I want you to ask yourself before you talk, are you addressing the council as a whole, or are you addressing an individual? Are your words a personal attack on a council member, or is it a logical counter to one of their positions? And more importantly, is your speech or conversations to them respectful? You see, we got an election in 2022 coming up, and there are 2 seats that are up for review or open. And if we don't start demonstrating civility in our conversation right now and respect, we're going to fall into the morass of the negative elections that we found in 2018 and 2020. And I'm not up for that. We need to start fixing things now. And as mayor, I guarantee you, throughout my tenure as city council, that I'm going to model a behavior that's right there in our Do the Right Thing initiative, which is kindness, self-discipline, respect, integrity, courage, responsibility, and discipline, and diversity. I want to thank you for your confidence for letting me be mayor this year. I'm going to do my best to serve you as well as I can. Thanks. With that, we're going to move on to item 7, city reports. Item A, city manager will be first.
I have to get used to that change in role. We all have to get used to looking in a different direction on my Zoom screen. So thank you very much, Mayor Cloven, Vice Mayor Tillman, and Council. Just one brief update for you this evening. Our Clayton Cares program that you approved back in November, launched on December 1st. We have processed a total of 11 applications, 9 business and 2 individual, and we have another dozen or more in process, plus some other folks who have kind of downloaded a portion of it and are looking at it. We've delivered flyers to our businesses, and we'll continue to push out information via the library, via email lists, via social media. So we will continue to make sure that all of that information gets shared as much as possible. Please do the same with your own networks. And we do expect that the first disbursements from the program will go out right around December 17th. So that's the update for me this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to city council reports. And I believe we'll start off with Councilmember Diaz.
Well, it's been a busy few days between our last entourage of meetings that we had, but I find it very appropriate today, being December 7th, the 80th anniversary of the attack of Pearl Harbor. I had the honor on the 27th of November to meet and make a presentation to a former Navy pilot, Lewis Pattison of Danville, along with a colleague of mine from church, retired Rear Admiral Robert Tiernan. It was his 100th birthday. We were able to get a plaque with the Navy emblem on it. He was absolutely stunned that we had the Admiral there to make the presentation, along with about 30 to 40 members of his friends and community. But I thought to myself, he went into the World War II right after the bombing, and he ended up spending 5 years in the Navy before being transferred out after the war ended. But during that time, he received 2 Distinguished Service Medals and 2 Air Medals. And I want to tell you, at 100 years old on November 27th, he was on top of his game, and he was so appreciative of that. And I just want to mention that. On the 1st of December, I attended the Morgan Territory Community Station meeting, and I want to put out a real applause to them. They came in for the first time to help us with the downtown decorations, and they brought in 3 trucks that made it work like a piece of cake to move the gear from our storage facility and over in Concord and bring it downtown. And that effort was done, and I'm trying to recall the time, but around 30 minutes. And it used to take much longer than that because we had to do a number of turns on. So I want to thank Morgan Territory Community Association, and they are going to get more and more involved, not only with the CBCA, but other activities in downtown. On the 3rd, I attended as the mayor conference representative, the East Bay Regional Communication Systems Authority meeting. That, for those of you that may not be aware of that, but over the 2 counties, Alameda and Contra Costa, it is our responsibility to make sure that the communication system works seamlessly for all first responders in those 2 counties. And we talked very extensively about this new feature that the Department of Justice from California has mandated upon the whole state. And I met with the chief on this as well. And that is, they're going to provide, or they mandating encryption devices on the communications that the police utilize for any number of things, particularly when they arrive at a residence, or when they're interrogating people and so forth, or when they make a traffic stop. Because over the air presently, when the information comes back from the dispatcher, they actually give out the name, address of the person that's being stopped, and that is a potential liability, not only for the agency, but also for the individual who is receiving the traffic stop. So this new encryption device, which, by the way, we approved as the city council, and the chief has moved forward with replacing the radios and upgrading the ones in the cars, so that by the 2024 deadline, we'll be well ahead of that curve. Our system will all be encrypted so that we don't have any issues. Back to the MTCA and their participation on the tree lighting, that went very well. It was well attended, and it just shows me that the community is very much desirous of getting back together, and hopefully that tree lighting with, first of all, the symphony orchestra from the Clayton Valley Charter High School. Incredible. I can tell you from past experience, that school has a music program that can beat anybody in the area. And they played wonderful music before the second graders came up and sang, and before Santa Claus arrived. Wonderful event. And then today had a number of meetings in City Hall with the city manager and the chief of police, talking about tonight's events, and also the this issue with the encryption on all of the radios. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Council member C.W. Wolf.
Thank you, Mayor Cloven. It's been a while since I gave a report, since we haven't had an actual public meeting like this so it'll take me just a few minutes. I spent some time with Raina, our city manager, at the Pine Hollow Road improvement. We were trying to get out the word that this is happening in Pine Hollow, and we were over at the elementary school for an afternoon, handing out flyers and going car to car and talking to people. And so hopefully people will have participated in their opinion on Pine Hollow Road improvements. I met with the CBCA to give the city report. As Jim just mentioned, the tree lighting, I was able to MC the tree lighting as mayor at the Christmas in the Grove celebration, the CBCA Christmas in the Grove celebration, which we intend to make bigger and better, even more so next year. And Jim is right that the CBCHS string orchestra was really quite good. Unfortunately, we didn't have the sound to get it out to everybody. So I promised them that next year we will do better when it comes to amplification. But the second graders are great. There was a volunteer group from the second grade this year who came out, and they were great. And the whole event, the town just really turned out for. So it was great to see everybody out there. Great event. Thanks to the CBCA and the Clayton Community Church as well for that. And Debbie Bruno and AJ Chipro. Debbie Bruno worked really hard on putting that whole thing together, and AJ too. A very difficult thing to pull off in such a short period of time. Attended the mayor's conference. We had a presentation by the Norcal College Promise group, and getting kids to go to college. That was very interesting. I got together with the mayors from the 5 other surrounding cities, as Peter mentioned earlier. We put a letter out there to our district attorney Becton with regard to the prosecution level of these things that are happening around smash and grab, and also the fear that's going on with our residents of not wanting to go to Walnut Creek or Concord or wherever these things might be happening. Not to mention the things that are happening around Clayton with car break-ins and catalytic converters thefts and vandalism. These kind of things were brought to our attention. In my opinion, a lot of this is even more a federal crime when it comes to organized crime. So it was a very interesting conversation, which I know will be ongoing with the new mayors out there. And so Mayor Cloven will take up the mantle on that and go forward. But the main thing is that they need to continue these prosecutions and get the word out that these people are being prosecuted. Unfortunately, with the laws the way they are, some of those felonies have been transformed into misdemeanors, made it very difficult for them to prosecute. And a lot of the judges are simply saying time served, and that's just not enough, in my opinion. Anyway, attended, of course, the closed session and special meetings that we had on the 29th and 30th. I wrote my final newspaper articles, took a lot of emails over the last week or so. And I just want to, and upcoming, I have the East Contra Costa County Habitat Conservancy just before Christmas. We have that special meeting there. I want to take just a second to thank everybody for their kind words and for allowing me to be your mayor. It was an honor to be a mayor for a year. I wish it could have been longer because I made some really good inroads with some people in the other cities. I think that's vital to us to have that communication open. In fact, the mayors today were sending letters out to each other, congratulating each other on their service. And the mayor from Pleasant Hill says she really hopes that this collaboration that we've started will continue. And I hope so too. Nothing gets done by the mayor really in this. This is not a powerful position to be in as far as mayor is concerned. It's the five of us. And I want to thank the current city council for the accomplishments we were able to pull off, especially with the ARPA funding going so quickly and getting that out there. I know the public is very happy about that. I want to thank Raina and the entire staff, and especially Janet out there for her hard work too, because this is not an easy thing to run these meetings. But thank you, Raina, for all your help this year. I do appreciate it. Mala as well. Whenever I need you, you're always there. So it was a pleasure, and thank you to the public for their honesty. And I have never taken so many emails and phone calls in my life from people I don't know, and it was a pleasure to get to know you. I got a lot of emails, a lot of calls, and had a lot of personal conversations. So it was well worth it to be mayor for just that alone. So thank you so much. And that is my report, Mayor. Back to you.
Thank you. Councilmember One.
Yeah, so I think we all received, I'm glad to hear the ARPA funding program has kicked off, and I hope it continues to do well. I think we all received a letter from the Clayton Police Officers Association kind of detailing out some of the work that they have done throughout COVID times. I don't even know what to call it, but I call it COVID times. And, it is largely a lot of work that goes on unseen by the majority of people, I think, but they continue to do stellar work in the face of a lot of uncertainty, especially at the beginning, and they continue to do so. And I expect that will be the case going forward. And so, I think, as we prioritized our local businesses and those living within the city that were struggling as a result of COVID, I think the next step in our process, whatever that may be, needs to include a recognition for this, whatever we're going to call it. I think the statute calls it hero pay. That seems kind of trite, but I will call it supplemental pay of some kind to recognize the work that's done. So if the current iteration of the program goes gangbusters, that's great. We will have another round of funding. If it does not, and we happen to not exhaust all of our available funds, I would say we should turn around, not wait for the second allocation, and immediately bring the idea of this recognition for our police to the floor. So I was moved by the letter. I'm always supportive of our police, and I think it's difficult in the past just because with our budget constraints, but here I think we don't have those same constraints, and so I'd like to flex where we can. So
could I add something to that?
Right.
I know, Jeff, because I also, as all of us, received that. I was going to bring it up at the future item issue to not only yes, we need to recognize the police and for their first responders, but we also need to consider as well our whole city staff, maintenance, and the those that came into the and worked in the city hall in the face of everyone moving back to their houses and not trying to get out and mingling in the public. So, yep, the police need it for their heroes function, but also we need to consider the other city employees. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Tillman?
Sure. Was done with this report?
Yeah, Jeff, are you finished with your report?
We were on council member reports. I wasn't sure if you had something else to add.
That concludes my report.
Okay, thanks. Perfect. Okay, so on the 18th, I attended the East Bay Philanthropy Awards, and they were honoring local organizations. And I was invited by Opportunity Junction, which is out in Antioch. I've mentioned them several times this year. I also attended the CBCA general meeting that evening. Throughout the last couple of weeks since our last regular meeting, I've met with City Manager Schwartz to discuss several items that we have faced us. I also spoke to several residents and businesses and nonprofits regarding the ARPA funding and the application process and help guide several of them through that. So I'm glad to hear that we have the 11 applications in so far, and encourage everybody else to take a look at that if they haven't yet, and to apply. And let's see, I was networking with other local electeds. So I did speak to Eddie Brisson, Carlin Obringer. Both of those are from City of Concord. I have been we've been playing phone tag, but with Mary Knox, who's running for DA next year. And I've also been in communication with DA Becton regarding a lot of things, not just all of their elections, but a lot of them will be running for not only DA, but for supervisor, but also just talking about what's been happening in our local cities with Concord and ways that we can improve things in that relationship. So it's been nice to continue those conversations. And I believe that is the end of my list. That's it. I did miss all of the festivities because I had prior plans and then I was out of town for family business. So I was sorry to miss the tree lighting, but I heard that it went well. And Carlin Obringer told me to tell you guys that she thought it was very well organized. She was pleased to see all the community out there and hear all of the glee from everybody joining up and seeing each other since they were all indoors and hadn't seen each other out in public. So, job well done. And that's my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. On Thursday, last week, I attended the Contra Costa County Hazardous Materials Commission, which I serve on behalf of the Mayor's Conference. I jumped right from that meeting into the Mayor's Conference on Thursday night, which Councilmember Wolf has already spoken about. I thoroughly enjoyed CVACA's putting on the tree lighting ceremony. It was an amazingly festive occasion. It was like being normal again, and it was awesome. Hot apple cider, great music, great, just good energy and cheer, and brought in the season perfectly. Monday, I did enjoy the conversation with the other Central Costa Contra County's mayors. We're all united in making sure that the DA's office is doing what they need to do to bring charges to those that are caught. And they have said very clearly that they have brought charges on 100% of those who have been brought forward. And I think they're felony charges as well. So they're cognizant of the concern and they're moving forward with that. I have personally talked to several small businesses regarding the Clayton Cares ARPA funds, and they are getting their paperwork in. We're looking forward to making that happen, and I really appreciate the city staff getting out there and walking door to door and getting notices out. I'm aware that that's been happening as well. And that is the end of my report. We're going to move from reports in section 7 into public comment section 8. And I will begin. You get to say what you want to say during public comment, but I would ask that you think about your words. Personal attacks on us as city council members are not constructive. So let's be constructive with our comments and respectful of those who are serving. And with that, Janet, are there any hands up for public comment?
Yes, I do have one hand raised. Wendy, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Well, good evening. Since community was a common word used this evening, I'm going to bring an opportunity to you to participate in a very positive environment here in Clayton. Again, my name is Wendy Moore, and I'm a member of the Clayton Business and Community Association, CBCA. CBCA is a community service organization and charity that is separate from the city of Clayton. Our website address is www.claytoncbca.org. CBCA is pleased to announce the completion of our annual downtown holiday decorations and tree lighting ceremony. As all shared earlier, the Grove Park was alive with sound of music as Clayton rang in the season with the local high school string orchestra and the elementary school second grade chorus. In addition, Santa arrived in style with police escort upon the tree lighting ceremony. Then the Clayton Community Church warmed the hearts in our bellies with hot cider and donut holes. In collaboration with these organizations, it was truly a Norman Rockwell evening. CBCA also supports several holiday events, including Adopt a Family, the VA, Christmas for Everyone, and Wreaths Across America. Information about these programs can be seen on our website under the Donations tab. Anyone living in 94517 zip code is eligible to be a CBCA member. You don't need to be a business owner. What we value most is the giving of your time and effort to improve our community. Membership renewals are happening right now. Applying for membership is easy, and the form is available at claytoncbca.org. We are excited to introduce new sponsorship packages for business for the new year. More information is forthcoming. We're also looking forward to the 2022 return of CBCA's signature events, the Art and Wine Festival, Barbecue Cook-Off, Oktoberfest, Dessert with Mrs. Claus. So check out our website for up and coming dates. We encourage all residents to join us to meet the local neighbors and give back to the community as we kick off our first in-person meeting for the new year. This will be held on Thursday, January 27th at 6:30 p.m. at Oakhurst Country Club. Thank you for the opportunity to present information on CBCA, and happy holidays, Clayton.
Thank you, Wendy. Janet, are there any other hands?
Yes, our next speaker is Sandra. Sandra, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Oh, I see.
Welcome
There
back.
we go. Hey, thanks. You know, I have just a little promotion that I've been working on for thinking about, and I responded to the article in the Clayton Pioneer about the Native Americans in the area and how, you know, the life of the Native Americans is so honorable. And I would like to promote the renaming of the mountain to reflect the name they referred it to as Tayushtak. And that is what I wanted to speak to. And I've done some research, and, you know, the mountain for thousands of years was referred to by the natives as Tayushtak. And it was the meaning of it is the dawn of civilization. They believe that creation occurred between Mount Tayushtak here and Mount Tamalpais over in Marin County. I think that's something that we could move forward with, and maybe in November of next year during the Native American month, that could be something that could be a reality. And I'd just like to encourage everybody to think about it, to research it, and to consider it as a way of honoring the original people of this area we are all interlopers here, are all of us that are sitting here in this meeting. So, I think that it might be time to honor the people that lived here originally and rename this mountain. The name of Tayushtak is much more honorable than the one that exists right now, in my opinion. Based on my research, I think it would be a wonderful thing for us as a city to go forward with and try to encourage the renaming to honor the Native Americans. Thank you very much for the time, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I know it's not easy, and God bless you, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Sandra. Janet, next hand, please.
Yes, I do have another hand raised. Ernie, as I promote you to panelist, if you can please unmute your microphone, you will have 3 minutes to speak.
Welcome, Ernie.
Mayor Clayton, thank you. Thank you for giving me another opportunity to speak to the council. And I did want to address that the reports that I hear and all the activities that you're all doing shows quite right across the board the diversity we do have, not only in the representation of races, but the diversity of talent, commitment, dedication, and all of you bring to our city of Clayton. It's great to hear you all working together as a group, and quite frankly, I expect you to continue working together as a group. And the leadership that we now have, I think, is in a positive light. What you are saying, Mayor Clover, one of your first statements is, let's be kind to each other. That's a fantastic way to start a term. I congratulate you again for your term as mayor, and I look forward to you and Vice Mayor Tillman and the rest of the council to continue to work together as best you can. You are all voted in by whatever margin you were voted in by, but you were in fact voted in for a reason, that we believe in you and we want you and we need you, and we expect you to do your work as best you can, and I think you will, especially with the leadership that we have now. Happy holidays to you all, and I look forward to seeing you all out and about our wonderful city. Thanks again.
Thank you, Ernie. Janet, how are we doing as far as hands?
I do not have any other hands raised on this item. One just went up.
All right.
I promote you to panelist. If you can please unmute your microphone, you will have 3 minutes to speak.
Hey guys, thanks again for your time. I actually wasn't going to speak again, but Sandra's point really touched me. This is it's definitely something that's long overdue. I don't know how much power we have to change it, but one thing that some people might be interested about, they talk, there's a plaque about this up at the summit of Mount Diablo. The whole Diablo name is kind of a misnomer in many ways. When the Spanish came and conquered the native people fought very hard, and they hid in the thickets that we all hike through now. And the Spanish people got really annoyed with it, essentially, and they said, "Gosh darn it, those people are just too much of a nuisance for our conquering ways." And they said, "You know what? We don't want to go into the thicket of the devil." Essentially, is what they referred to it of. And in their language at the time, that actually meant, or Diablo is how they referred to it, meant, or Mount Diablo meant thicket of the devil. Well, we over time assumed that Monte meant mountain, which it did not. And so it really never was meant to be called Mount Diablo. It was the thicket of the devil / Monte Diablo, and something I thought everybody might enjoy. So if we do have any power to move forward with the changing of the name, I'd certainly be with Sandra on that and welcome any efforts to do so. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Scott. Do we have any more public comment on item 8? Items that are not on the agenda.
Mayor Cloven, I do not have any other hands raised on this item.
All right. With that, we will close public comment on item 8 and go to item number 9, public hearings, which are none. Item 10, action items, we have none. Item 11 is closed session. We do have none. Let's go to item 12, where we talk about items for a future meeting. And Jim, I think you already, and Jeff, you already suggested the concept of hero pay. So we'll go ahead and speak.
Yeah, I have actually too. I want to remind everybody, because I was talking this last week with the community relations people from CEMEX, and they have now sort of tuned in on what they would like to do to bring additional light to that issue that happened on the 11th of November with the explosion. And so I talked with Raina, our city manager, and she's going to be working with their government relations people, and hopefully we'll have them sometime after the first of the year. Second item I'd like to make sure is, as Jeff mentioned, we all received that, I guess it was an email from the Police Officer Association relative to some of the ARPA funds. And I am very much in support of that, and would like to see it as a future item, not only for the police department who took the lead on this matter, but also not to forget about the other people in our city staff maintenance and the people in the in City Hall that came in during the height of all of the pandemic and continued to serve the public and represent our city very well. But I'd like to see that as a future item as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Councilor One.
To clarify, I'd like to, the faster we can bring that up, the better. I don't think we should wait until round 1 is complete, nor should we wait until the second round of funding is received. I think we can address and dispense with that matter fairly quickly, and we should. So at its earliest, with staff may not be ready at the next meeting, but I don't even think staff needs to be ready for us to discuss it. So at the earliest possible time would be best, in my view.
I think we'll have a pretty good handle of how much requests has been through December, and to have a conversation in January, Jeff. Great. Any other items for future agendas? Yes, Holly.
Yep.
Vice Mayor Tillman.
No, it's fine. Thanks. I wanted to bring back, again, this is my second request, to update the policy and procedures for council. It's outdated, and there are items in there that are outdated that we need to update. So if we can bring that back, that'd be great. Jeff and Jim both beat me to the hazard pay discussion, so I'm glad to see that we were of the same mind there. And then I would also like us to discuss at a future meeting, I would like to be able to poll the staff to understand how their working relationship with us works. I don't know if there's a way to do that. I know we have a review for the city manager, and I don't know if it's ever been done in the past, but I would actually like to understand and be sure that there isn't any undue pressure that we're putting on staff that we shouldn't be if we're kind of crossing the line. I want to understand what the procedure is for dealing with that and how complaints can be handled. So that's it.
Excellent. Are there any other items for future meetings? With that, item number 12 is closed, and I will move to item number 13 with the adjournment. Please don't go anywhere. This particular meeting is adjourned at 8:18, and we're going to turn around and open up a new meeting. So it is now 8:18, and we're going to open up the Clayton Successor and Successor Housing Agencies meeting for December 7th, 2021. And Janet, if you can call roll, please.
Sure. Board Member Diaz.
Yes.
Board Member Juan.
Here.
Board Member Wolf.
Here.
Vice Chair Tillman.
Present.
Chair Cloven.
And I'm here as well. We'll move on to item number 2, the consent calendar. Is there any items on the consent calendar which we desire to be pulled or to have discussion on?
Move approval, Jim Diaz.
We can't do that just yet. Before we have public comment, I believe. Is there any public comment on item number 2 in the consent calendar?
Chair Cloven, I do not have any hands raised on this item.
Excellent. Jim, would you like to move approval?
Yes, move approval.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wolf. Will you call the roll, please, Janet?
Sure. Board Member Diaz.
Yes.
Board Member Juan.
Aye.
Board Member Wolf.
Yes.
Vice Chair Tillman.
Aye.
Chair Cloven.
Aye as well. Item 2 is closed. We're going to move on to item number 3, public comment on non-agenda items on this particular item in the agenda. Do we have any public comment? Janet?
Cloven, I do not have any hands raised on this item.
Give it just a moment. And with that, public comment is closed on item number 3. Item number 4, we have no public hearings. That's closed. Item number 5, there are no action items. That item is closed. Item number 6, are there requests for future directives for future meetings? Seeing none, item number 6 is closed. And we move to item number 7, which is adjournment. I adjourn this meeting at 8:21 p.m. and we'll move on to our next.
That was long.
We'll move on to the next, which is the Oakhurst GAD Abatement District, and I will turn the gavel over to Chair Tillman.
Great, thank you. I will call to order the December 7th, 2021 Oakhurst Geological Hazard Abatement District meeting at 8:21 p.m. Janet, can you call the roll, please?
Sure. Board Member Diaz.
Yes.
Board Member Juan.
Here.
Board Member Wolf.
Here.
Vice Chair Cloven.
I'm here.
Chair Tillman.
Here. Okay. Item number 2 are public comments. If anyone in the public would like to speak now, please raise your hand and it will let you in. Janet, do we have any hands raised?
Chair Tillman, I do not have any hands raised on this item.
Okay. I will close public comments then if you're still seeing no hands and move on to item number 3, which is the consent calendar, of which we only have one item, and that's to approve the Board of Directors minutes for our regular meeting, which was scheduled on August 3rd, 2021. Does anyone want to pull this item or discuss it? If not, if someone would like to make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve by Board or Wolf. Is there a second?
There is a second. Do we need public comment on this, Raina?
Yes. Sorry, I was just trying to keep track of board members and directors and who's in charge and who's on first. I apologize. I am momentarily, but yes, if there are any, if there's any public comment on the consent calendar, we would take that now.
Chair Tillman, I do not have hands raised on this item.
Great, thank you. I will close item 3. And then now, do we not get to vote? Sorry, now I'm lost. Thank you.
Move to approve.
Thank you. And is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Janet, can you take the roll, please?
Board Member Diaz.
Yes.
Board Member Juan.
Aye.
Board Member Wolf.
Yes.
Vice Chair Cloven.
Yes.
Chair Tillman.
Yes, thank you. We will move on to item number 4, which is the annual reorganization of the Board of Directors. And first, we will take nominations in the election of the chair. And given that I believe I get to choose since it was just handed to me last year. First, are there any nominations? If not, I will gladly choose someone to take over.
Well, I think we should nominate Holly Tillman to remain as chairperson.
Nope, I decline. All right, if no nominations, then I'm going to nominate Board Member Diaz to be the chair.
Do you accept?
Board Member Diaz, do you accept?
Do I have a choice?
Nope, I here.
You do have a choice if you don't want to.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
I'm a team player.
Thank you so much. Great. Then I'm going to gavel over to you and you get to conduct the election of the vice chair.
Few other steps to do here.
Thank you.
So some public comment and then some voting.
All right. Are there any hands raised for public comment, Janet?
Chair Tillman, there are no hands raised on this item.
Thank you. Then I will bring it back to the board. Do we have to take a motion, Mala or Raina? Perfect.
Just a vote.
Just the vote.
Okay. Then yes. Janet, can you call the roll, please?
Board Member Diaz,
Yes.
Board Member Juan,
Aye.
Board Member Wolf,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cloven,
Yes.
Chair Tillman.
Yes. Now with that, may I please hand it over, turn the gavel over to board member or chair now, Diaz. I'm happy to do that. It's all yours.
Thank you. We will take now nominations for the vice chair. Any nominations, please address those now.
Let's nominate Holly Tillman as the vice chair.
I decline. Again,
You can help but try.
I'm going to nominate board member Wolf.
All right. Okay, I'll take it.
Thank you.
Okay, now we go to public comment. Anybody wants to speak on this item?
Chair Diaz, I do not have any hands raised on this item.
Thank you. We'll close public comment and please call the roll to nominate Member Wolf as vice chair.
Sure. Board Member Tillman,
Aye.
Board Member Juan,
Aye.
Board Member Cloven,
Aye.
Vice Chair Wolf,
Hi.
and Chair Diaz.
Yes. All right, thank you. We'll now move to public hearings. There are no public hearings, so we'll close that item. We'll move on to action items. There are none. And number 7 is board items for future agenda items. Anybody have any idea that they wish to put on the agenda for future items? Hearing none?
I do.
Oh, you do? Go ahead.
I reiterate my request of several years that we include both a schedule and now I have to remember what the actual request was, but it's a list of activities.
I got
a
it.
list of activities and a schedule of such activities for transparency and accountability for the actions of the jihad. I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have it yet. I know that it's been on our progress report as an open item for a long time. I think it predates 3 or 4 city managers. So this is consistent with the pattern. But I mean, we are doing the work, so we probably have some kind of schedule. It'd be nice to see it. Otherwise, it's weird that we don't have it yet. So at this point, it's kind of weird that we don't have something that's been requested for like 3 years. So I reiterate the same request. Janet, you feel free to copy and paste.
And board member Juan, I will say it is something that I have been pushing to get from a coordination from the city engineer and our maintenance staff, and so I continue to push to that. So I'm well aware of it, and I ask about it every week.
Yeah, I would say, you know, we are paying people to, and they are clearly doing work. They have time cards. We kind of know work is getting done. That's some copy and pasting on a spreadsheet is pretty good. So anyways, you do what you do.
Thank you, Member Juan. Is there any other items for the agenda for the future? Hearing none, we'll close that item. We move to the final item, number 8. And before we adjourn, I wish the council, board, and all the other activities well. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, any other celebration that anybody in the community has. We wish them all well. We look forward to moving forward in 2022, as we will not have any further meetings of any kind, city council, successor, or jihad in the balance of 2021. I thank you, and we adjourn the meeting at 8:30 p.m. Thank you very much. Good night.
Happy holidays.
Night.
you all.